This is my goat, Greg. Hello everyone, I'm Lost, and welcome to another episode of Weapon Spotlight, and today we're taking a look at the Spiked Spear. This thing looks absolutely brutal, and it performs with absolute brutality. Normally, I only use one of the weapons in the Weapon Spotlight videos, but this is a spear. And not using the running attack is just handicapping yourself. This attack right here is perhaps the best attack in the entire game. You can hunt down people and absolutely slaughter them. The weapon that we're using has innate bleed, so yeah, this is a bleed weapon, but I chose not to go with seppuku because, honestly, I don't want to one-hit people too much, because all of the clips would just be far too quick. So instead, we chose to go with the occult version of this spear. Don't get me wrong, this still has pretty good bleed build up with 88 on each one of them, but we also get solid damage, almost 500 damage on each spear. As far as the weapon art goes, you can choose whatever you want, but since we are relying on a lot of thrust attacks, I decided spinning slash would be good to try to keep people that comes from the side off you. And that's all I wanted to say about this. It's a really good weapon, and you'll see why when we move to the invasions. And so we did, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the murderous part of the video. And the first invasion I have for you is a little special because this man's phantom is invisible. Yeah, this happens sometimes. It's not a hack, no, it's just a simple desync, but it can be incredibly dangerous, so the first thing I did was of course to kill the phantom. That's generally how I like to do things. I like murdering the phantoms first, then we go for the host. It's a little something that I used to do in Dark Souls 3. Of course, this is way more dangerous in Elden Ring because everybody is just so goddamn powerful. But we did manage to poke this man to death, and so we move on to Mr. Edge. Look at this man, he's so edgy with his black armor and giant shield and shield poking me with one of the best weapons in the game, which of course is the Madness Spear, Vike Spear. I do have bleed though, so I do have a little recourse when dealing with this man. And you know what? I have to say, I respect the man that use consumables like that. I should probably do so more as well. It creates a more fun dynamic. That being said, even though he has a shield, he is very much on the back burner, and we did manage to get a solid hit in on him. We get the repost, and I thought I was in a good spot, but then comes the hunter. And boom, just like that, half of my health is gone. Of course, it is the Moon Whale. That is what that weapon does. Luckily for me though, I go up against a guy who is very trigger happy. Now, why is that lucky, you might ask? Well, eventually he'll run out of blue juice, and so I decide to just retreat. I notice that I have another bloody phantom coming my way, and so all I need to do is keep running, keep dodging, and thank God for the Stars of Ruin nerf. I decide to go for the blue man and let the other guy just deal with the host. Now the blue went down pretty quickly when he couldn't hide behind the host there. And GG to both the red, to the host, not to the blue though. I hate blues. Moving on, we find ourselves in the middle of a catacomb. And oh boy, another great shield dude. This guy is using a Naginata, which is perhaps my favorite of all of the spears. It just looks so cool, and it has a fantastic moveset. The moveset of the Naginata is amazing. I almost get that guy though, but then I didn't go for the riposte. I hate myself a little bit for not being able to kill him, and now I'm in a 3v1 situation, so I back down, I heal a little bit. I need to be careful. This is where spinning slash comes into play, because there's a lot of people around me, and so if I didn't have spinning slash and only thrusts, I wouldn't have any defensive options. Look at that. I managed to get solid hits in there, and we do kill the shield guy. Unfortunately, I was too invested. I should have backed off instead, and so I die. But you know what? Kill the fingerprint man. I should be happy. Now this is kind of funny. I know that the enemies are very close. Not sure if they are down below or if they are up above. So I'm just hanging around, looking down, maybe down there, and then he decided to drop in. Well, that makes my job here considerably more easy, since he doesn't have a friend with him. And boom, dead. And then we fight a flower for some reason. He's wearing the gold mask and he's completely green. I love this guy. This guy is great. Now here you see why this weapon is just so good, man. The chase down on that is amazing. The speed, the range, I love it. And this guy doesn't have any clothes on, so he's gonna be very susceptible to my bleed. And honestly, I'm surprised that he lasted so long, but he chose to play the game his way, and I have nothing but respect for that. Moving on, another guy that I have been fighting a lot, probably because I've been recording these at a special time. We are now fighting the Grave Warden. I think this is the third time that this man has made an appearance in one of my videos in as many days, and I really like fighting him. He's very good, and he also uses a lot of different attacks and different skills, so it's just genuinely fun fights. That being said, I am clearly here, I have the benefit. I have this weapon, and another little spinning slash and the man is dead, but we do want to give this man his props, we do want to give this man his bow, because it's just a fun fight, man, and that's the most important thing. And so, we move on to the Golden Order Stars of Ruin. I don't remember what this spell is called, but this is a rather interesting fight. To me, this almost felt a little bit like a boss fight, because you have this guy who keeps using that spell, which of course I always associate with the Elden Beast. I love that fight. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. I think it's the best big enemy FromSoft has ever made. Now, I'm being murdered here. That guy keeps hitting me with all kinds of projectiles, so I think to myself, maybe I should start focusing on the host here. That being said, I realized that both of them have projectiles, and honestly, I think this, the Phantom's projectiles, might be a little bit more dangerous, because that Bolt of Grandsax would absolutely destroy me. Okay. The Phantom is running away, but he doesn't have a lot of health, and if I can just get in one more hit, he's going to die. Honestly, I think he would have time to heal there, but whatever, he keeps running away, which gives me the opportunity to actually just remove the host from existence. So, I don't want to say I got a little lucky, but they didn't fight together as good as they probably should have been able to do. These guys are also users of spells that I don't see very often, or at least the Phantom is, because I can't really remember seeing a lot of people using the Fire's Deadly Sin anymore. It was mainly used to mess people up with glitches and stuff. But you know what? I'll take it. He doesn't have a lot of health though, honestly. I keep hitting him there, but what I should have done, I should have just let that man die from his own silly little spell there. I think that would have been way more funny. But here we go. It's just me and the host now, and I decide, how about a little backstab? He was very jump happy. Oh, he's still alive? Well, not anymore. Some of my connections here seem a little laggy. I think it's simply because I tend to record these invasions very early on in the day, and so I might be fighting people who are a little further away than normal. Now, these guys got really aggressive on me, and thank the gods for that, because that allows me to make use of my frog boys. Yeah, he's very aggressive, that guy. He's super aggressive, and he should be very careful because he doesn't have a lot of health either. Although he does enjoy a little bit of a bleed build himself. Now, My frog boy, he left. But we get a good... Oh, no, there he is. Another guy came in. So he's gonna keep the host a little busy. Yeah, he's gonna keep the host busy while I try to kill the phantom. Always try to kill the phantom, and so I try my best to look spooky. Oh no, my frog boy has gone down, and then I realize, yes! He walked off, and we just keep on the spam there. The man is dead. The poise we have is able to deal with dual katanas. You should always have 61 poise, man. That's the best poise point in the game. This is gonna go quickly. I just really thought this fight looked badass, man. I come in with a jump attack. He tries to parry. I come in with another jump attack. And I just managed to kill him. Simple fight, but... I mean... Come on, it's my channel. I'm allowed to make myself look a little badass every now and then. Unfortunately, I may not look as badass right now because this is a frog boy and we love frog boys. We do. We do get in a solid hit and... What is his name? Oreo Enjoyer. Man, I love Oreos. I feel bad for... committing violence upon him. He does go for a little parry here. That's a solid trick because people like me, people who use this weapon, we do have a tendency to try to run towards people and hit them. If you're fighting this weapon or any double spears, you should try to parry. It could be very dangerous, but that's one way of dealing with it. And so, the video has come to an end. Let's give this weapon a score, shall we? And it's double spears, and you can make it even better with bleed. So, I have to give this a 10 out of 10. I don't think I can do anything else. I think perhaps the only spears that are better would probably be the Naginatas, although I'm not entirely certain. I kind of tend to stay away from weapons like these, or I have done that in the past, simply because I don't want to use weapons that are too overpowered. But at this point in the game's life cycle, we have gotten enough nerves, enough balance adjustments to just go with, you know what? I'm just going to use whatever I want now. I'm not going to be too ashamed. I'm not going to feel too cancerous about it. And that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next time. Kisses!